Alta Neptune Station, what do you want from me? All right, so it's Armand here with your weekly forecast for the week of November 25th, 2019. And it is the week of a Neptune station, and Neptune stations are times when we like to escape. And your escape may be, well, you choose your escape route. You choose your escape hatch out of the situation or situations, or just out of ordinary reality. You know, that's what a Neptune station is all about. A Neptune station's on Wednesday. I would say the Neptunian fog rolls in sometime Monday, and it stays there really through the week. I mean, I think by Friday things start to maybe lift and clear a little bit. It's ironic that in the U.S. the holiday will be on Thursday, and so Friday is perhaps the most energetic day of the week, and many people have off, and it's a day for shopping, and we'll get to that later. Anyway, Neptune station, center of the week, Wednesday, but really, I would say the period from Monday through Thursday, very Neptunian. What are we going to do with this? Well, there's a couple of things. First of all, indeed, people do have a sort of escapist type of approach to things. If you want to go to the movies, if you want to listen to some music, if you want to go meditate, if you're tripping or something like that, I don't know if it's a good idea on a Neptune station. You have to come and tell us. But anyways, it's that kind of energy that is there this week. It's not a very good week for practical things. In fact, Wednesday itself, and I would say really essentially this period from Monday through Thursday is a uniquely poor time for making practical decisions. It is worse by far than Mercury retrograde. With Mercury retrograde, you can make the right decision and have trouble implementing it. With Neptune stations, you tend to see things as being much better or much worse than they otherwise would appear, and so you're most likely to make a bad decision on a practical level. You know, on an inner level, in sense of what's going on for you personally, in sense of how you're feeling about things, that's okay. Just go with the feelings. You don't have to make a decision about them. You just go with the feelings. It tends to be a little bit of an emotional period of time. It is a psychically rich period of time. So the fog rolls in, and it's a sort of dreamlike, hazy, soft focus, not great for practical stuff, but of course great for all kinds of imaginations. On the collective level, we often see things come up that are sort of like collective fascinations. Among the things that you'll see this week, or that you may see this week, a lot of times Neptune stations correspond with fears about diseases, pandemics, these strange diseases that are going to come and get us all, and we all kind of panic about them for a while, and then somehow, like, nothing happens with them. Hopefully nothing happens with them. But they don't turn out to be quite as bad, and the stories just sort of go away, which is the interesting Neptunian thing. We don't really get any resolution. The recent concerns about using e-cigarettes and vaping has gone very much in step with Neptune stations and important Neptune transits. So we're very likely to see some of that this week. Conspiracy theories. Nothing gets conspiracy theories rolling like a Neptune station. So you may see some of those, or they may just be prominent for you. That kind of stuff. Lots of synchronicities around. I think between Mercury and Neptune stationing so close to each other, there are a lot of synchronicities. What they mean, it's kind of a little bit hard to know, but we tend to see a lot of them around these times, and certainly that's what I'm hearing from folks. That's what the reports are. On a personal level, I think that it is, again, not a great time for making decisions. The Neptune station itself on Wednesday before Thanksgiving, the holiday in the U.S., but sometimes it gets celebrated a little bit in other places too, because who doesn't want to have a Thursday in the middle of November or at the end of November where you can have some food and stuff like that and just sit around and have a great time. So the Wednesday beforehand in the U.S. traditionally a big kind of going out type of thing. A lot of times people get home from college and it's a big party night out and stuff like that. I would expect that the excesses of it would be pretty strong actually. So you want to watch for that. You also want to watch, on Wednesday, Thursday. I mean, it is a day that is associated with overindulgence, but Neptune station can make it overindulgent. You got the idea of that Neptune station, I think. That's good, right? Because there's some other things happening this week that are kind of interesting. On Monday, Venus goes into Capricorn. That's, you know, in the midst of all this Neptunian stuff, that's a rather sobering kind of influence. Venus in Capricorn, great for about the next 3 weeks. Great for office parties. You're having holiday office parties. Great for more formal engagements, things like that. Very nice if you're going to kind of like do a nice job with a party, not just like a get together, have fun type of thing. It is a more serious, sober kind of energy, which will sort of help with Neptune stationing. It's very different from the spend a lot, enjoy yourself, what the hell kind of fun that we had over the past week with Venus approaching Jupiter and meeting with Jupiter on Sunday in the sign of Sagittarius. Makes for a fun Friday, Saturday. I've had a good time anyway. Makes for a good time kind of energy there. A little bit more serious. We're also waning into the new moon, which is on Tuesday. This is the new moon in Sagittarius. Very good for setting your intentions around things like where you want to learn, where you want to grow, where you want to explore. It's a great time to start thinking maybe about some travel. It's big picture stuff. This is a big picture new moon. You kind of seed things now. Now, those of you that have a important planet or point somewhere is right around 4 degrees of Sagittarius, it's the early part of Sagittarius, we'll find that this is really a very powerful seeding for the future. We'll get the next installment at the first quarter moon in Sagittarius in August, and it'll sort of come to light, and we'll get the full picture probably in late May of 2021. So we have this big process that's beginning. Everybody begins a little bit of a process, but if you happen to have something right around the early degrees of Sagittarius, it's a little bit more significant for you. So that's this new moon. It's a beginning time for bigger things. Now, when we get out in the week, we have the moon in Capricorn. We have Mercury is going to be sextile Saturn. As I said, Friday, and then Saturday, the moon goes into Aquarius. There's some really, really great energy there. It's very forward moving. As we come out of the new moon, of course, it's always a time to sort of get things on the ground and get projects rolling. I always say don't do it the day of or the day after the new moon. Usually wait till you see it in the sky a few days later. It's especially true with Neptune stationing. But by Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday, if you've got some sort of project to get going with, it's a good time to get going with it. So that's a helpful time. And that energy should continue as we go forward. Now, we're going to see one more thing that colors this week. It's going to do so a little bit in our personal lives by continuing the sort of optimistic, upbeat Sagittarian energy. And we're going to see it very much in the collective. Now, this is Jupiter going through the very, very last degrees of Sagittarius, his home sign, which he will leave for 11 years. He's not going to be back for 11 years. Anyways. It is a very much optimistic, take a leap of faith, positive kind of energy that will be pretty strong this week. And combined with Neptune, you could really get swept away in something, either personally or just some great idea that you think is going to be wonderful, so on. Go with it. You need a little bit of a leap of faith, but just, I wouldn't bet a lot on it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be a little bit too enthusiastic. But sometimes you need that extra little push of enthusiasm. So if you get to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you're really feeling, okay, I got to go for this, go for it. Because the next thing that happens is that Jupiter goes into Sagittarius, and you should be watching midweek. I'm saying right around Tuesday, I'm going to put out the video on Jupiter in Capricorn for all signs, and that's going to be overview of Jupiter in Capricorn, followed by some little hints for each sign. That should probably happen on Tuesday this week, Tuesday the 26th. That's right the day before Neptune stations to go direct. All right, there you have it. We have some slippery Neptunian energy that colors this week. We have some fiery, jovial enthusiasm that is going to add to things. We have our social selves becoming a little bit more cautious, conservative, a little bit more formal with Venus going into Capricorn. And as we get further along in the week and up to the weekend, we're going to wind up with a more outgoing, easily movable kind of energy that should be really, really helpful. I do want to mention, I should have mentioned earlier, but Neptune stations direct, and he's going to be trine to Mercury in Scorpio. This is that just adds to the creative and to the imaginative sense of the week, and it really does suggest that somebody, not you or me, somebody could really be selling some snake oil, and boy, would we buy it. So it adds a little bit of extra caution right around the middle of the week. Okay, I will see you next week. Bye-bye.